Hey everyone, Dab here. I know it's been a couple days. Hadn't had a lot of time on some days, but I was working on getting the build how I wanted it before doing a Torment 4 stream. I got it on, well, where I want it for Torment 4. Can even carry a couple of people if I wanted to. One sec. Alright. Had a message from Endgame. Alright, so gonna be going over the current iteration of this Sorcerer. It is a lightning spear, S tier from maxroll. A few things I did myself. A few things I changed on the skill tree. I had some other things I changed before, but then I wound up going back and reverting to stuff they had. The main thing I'm not set on with the maxroll is this Paragon board right here for Enchantment Master. I think I might be able to get a lot more out of the Conjuration board because it has cooldown reduction to Conjurations and some other things. Now this board right here, I see the main thing for it would be damage to elites and just getting the boost off that. But yeah, so I'm not set on this board. But everything else seems to be working pretty good, but I think I might be able to boost damage more if I replace this Paragon board, this Enchantment Master Paragon board with I can't even look at it there, but it would be the Conjuration board, Conjuration Mastery. Ah, all right. Anyways, back to the basics. So Lightning Spear Sorcerer, current attack power, not that high. Armor, I'm not capped yet. Need to do a little better. Maybe through future Paragon points, I'll get up there to the 1,000 on tier 4. Again, as you go up in Torments, or sorry, not tier, as you go up in Torments, your armor and resistances go down. Let's see, I believe the max roll said try to get over 3,500 on your life. I got that. One thing I don't have right now is how much crit chance it wants because I haven't gotten the mythic helmet yet. I'm using the Godslayer crown, which is working real good. Friend gave me one that had 3 stars on it. Thank you, Eve, if you're watching. I got some cooldown reduction. That's an important stat. But the new hotness is the new mythic perdition helmet. That gives all types of damage and crit chance. And one thing I could do is get some crit chance out of runes, but I'm not too worried about it. With a potion, I'll go and drink a potion now. My crit chance is 54. So yeah, I could get up to like 25% more from using the rune words to go to 79. Attack speed 54. Crit damage is through the roof for me. I like it. I like it. So I have not reached the breakpoints at once. I think once attack speed 60% and it wants crit chance 95%. But then again, with the Era Perdition helmets and the Ring of Starless Skies, it is possible to get that crit chance up there with some greater fixes. And the Maxwell guy just wanted 1,500 plus for crit damage, and I got fucking through the roof there. That's amazing. Let's see, vulnerable damage. That's another main stat for us, 987. Damage with lightning, that's mainly from the non-physical damage stat. Non-physical damage is all this damage with elements. Let's see, double check something here. Vulnerable. Alright, I got these backwards actually. I just realized that earlier. Let me go up here to the Oculus. Swap some aspects around. Alright, so on the necklace, we want to boost our vulnerable damage. Alright, and we're going to do that with the shredding blades. Alright, because on the necklace that puts it at, well, I haven't even gotten it maxed yet. I wonder if I'm suffering from the bug a lot of people have. I'll talk about that later if I remember. But blah blah blah, ice blades, blah blah blah. I do have a lot of ice blades out there, that's cool. But really, we want the vulnerable damage. Gain 45% vulnerable damage. So I just put that in the necklace before when it was on just the bracer. Boom, we just went from 900 something to 1112 vulnerable damage. Alright, and there's a new one for this season called, or for Storm Swell, buffing Ice Armor. A lot of people heard me bitch about Storm Swell last season, that it was the same thing as Shredding Blades, but worse. So I guess other people complained as well. Blizzard changed Storm Swell. Storm Swell now buffs your damage while you have Ice Armor active, which in this build is all the time, and even more against frozen enemies. Frozen enemies is aka staggered bosses. So that's important. So I'll put that there. And for me right now in the legs, I have Snow Veiled. I want Ice Armor to give me some unstoppable and damage reduction, although I can take that off. Although in all fairness, I had that on there when I was running without Flame Shield. I recently put Flame Shield back on there. So Flame Shield is giving me some unstoppable now, so I don't really need Ice Armor to give unstoppable. So the thing to go here, by the way, on maxroll, the S tier has the one I'm about to put on, but the higher pit pushing build has Snow Veiled. So if you're trying to push high pits, you're going to want Snow Veiled instead of the one I'm about to do to reduce ultimate cooldown. Right here. Lucky hit, up to 10% chance to reduce ultimate skill by 2 seconds. Which goes into, we got Rune Word for that. All types of cooldown reduction. In this build, your goal is to have under 25 seconds cooldown for unstable currents. 27.47. Getting there. Then again, all my gear is not currently 25 yet, or 12 and 12 yet. So right there, I get a few more levels cooldown reduction here. Could lower it more. I get more cooldown reduction here and lower it more. This is hurting me. I need a greater fix for Conjuration Mastery. Alright. So when you're just getting started on this build, you can use the Fractured Winter Glass like last season and go with Frozen Orb. But in order for this build to really shine on this season, you got to drop Frozen Orb, you got to drop Fractured Winter Glass, and you got to go with a Legendary Necklace. Because you need the aspect, you need the critical strike damage, and you need to get a greater fix for Conjuration Mastery. The goal is to have 8 or 9 plus Conjuration Mastery on the build. Right now I'm at 6. So yeah, there's a lot of breakpoints I'm not at, but I'm on Torment 4. Alright, I haven't reached the breakpoint for Armor. I haven't reached a breakpoint for crit chance. Haven't reached a breakpoint for attack speed. I don't have the Conjuration Mastery. Blah blah blah, but I'm still doing it. All right. So there you go. You don't. It's a gear dependent build, but you don't have to have all the gear yet. All right. Let's see. Also, if you want to push higher damage, you can try dropping Tyrell's Might at your own funeral and put on the glass cannon one. The you know, the one that sucks them in and blows them up. Do I have it? No, I don't. Oh well. Infinite. Yeah. The infinite one. Sorry, I have smoked a lot of pot today, people. You see the shirt? Alright. Hey, my kids got me this, by the way. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to me. And if you don't like it, yeah, wrong channel. Viewer discretion advised. Alright, so this build is all about trying to maintain 100% cooldown or 100% uptime on unstable currents. That is where our lightning spears come from. We want unstable currents active, and we want to do ball lightnings, and that makes us shoot out more of these lightning spears. Now, they changed the tempers for this season. We no longer can trigger extra lightning spears off tempers. There's an option for lightning spear damage, but our damage comes from the aspect. It doesn't come from the skill itself necessarily. That's why, like on maxroll, it just has 1 of 5 for the skill, because our damage that kills comes from the aspect itself, and that aspect isn't affected by the skill damage. This aspect is affected by critical strike damage. Also lightning damage, or non-physical. because it says lightning spear or critical hits with lightning spear. So that means after the skill damage is already done, it causes lightning to arc. So that means non-physical lightning damage, and then it's increased by critical strike damage. But you notice in here, Tempers, I have a chance for second Ice Blade to cast. That's because we're just trying to get as many conjurations on the battlefield as possible. Usually I tend to hover around 15 or so right now. I can go more if I get certain buffs, like Invigoration from Hellborn. Hellborn Invigoration is still the best thing there is. And a big thing on the build is cooldown. We got cooldown on Talrasha, right? We have cooldown on Raknoth's Wakes. We have cooldown on the Godslayer, right? You could have cooldown on a necklace, but I need a better one. I think ideally I'd want Intelligence, cooldown, and Conjuration Mastery. Although you could have Intelligence, Critical Strike, Chance, Conjuration Mastery. You can't roll Critical Strike damage there. I mean, here, I guess you want all Critical Strike Chance for the Masterwork and crits. Legs, not bad here. Intelligence, max life, armor, that's about what we want. We just want... Oh, if I had a greater fix on the armor here, that'd take care of that. Or hell, even upgrading that more. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's expensive. Oh, look at that, 922, getting up there. Notice on the legs, I got some Lightning Spear lucky hits. I got Ice Armor duration. On the glove, oh, sorry. All right. Critical Strike damage and Lightning Spear lucky hit. Necklace Tempers, Unstable Current cooldown, Critical Strike damage. Now, eventually, when you get Unstable Currents underneath 25 seconds, you want your Masterwork and crits and either Conjuration Mastery or Critical Strike damage on your necklace. Let's see, I think on my staff, although I'm liking that resource cost reduction I got because Ball Lightning is so expensive. I'd be fine if that was life, you know. Intelligence, crit damage, life. Even Intelligence, crit damage, damage. Like any of those. Two mandatory ones, Intelligence, critical strike damage. And then for the Tempers, you want critical strike damage, and you want Ice Blades, okay? Alright. See what we got here. Let's see. Tyrael's Might. This is like the first item you want to get for this build. This starts helping you really push into the higher torments. I mean, the damage reduction on this, the resistance to all elements, the maximum resistance to all elements. I would say if you're gonna go with the glass cannon chest piece, then maybe you could go with the Dawning Tacet's legs, and that would take care of some resistances for you, or like your max resistances. Let's see. Alright, so that's the gear. Again, the aspects you gotta have. Gotta have our Splendor Energy for the spear. You gotta have your Storm Swell, and you gotta have your Shredding Blades. Mythics, Tyrael's Might, Ring of Starless Skies, and when you get it, the Air of Perdition Helmet. Now, one note: if you don't have Ring of Starless Skies, it can be very hard to play Ball Lightning. Ball Lightning uses so much mana. If you don't have Ring of Starless Skies, then right here you'll want to use either Chain Lightning or Spark. Chain Lightning pairs well with Axial Conduits. That's good for Torment 2, Torment 3. But then once you get Torment 4, you want to have this build put together. Yeah, you don't really want to come into Torment 4 until you start getting the Mythics. Not everybody's a Spiritborn this season. Let's see. Yeah, the Air Perdition when I get it, that's going to throw my damage through the roof. Yeah, I'll stream some killing and fighting. I'll show some damage I'm doing. Real quick, I'm gonna go down the skill tree in the Paragon board. You can pause as needed. All right, these two are just to pass. Going down here, we got points and charge bolts. It's not on our skill bar, but it's so that whenever you use an unstable currents shoots out charge bolts, which unstable currents will then give us more damage reduction because of destructive charge bolts. All right, and to advance the tree, I put a point there. All right, here I got 1 point here to get Flame Shield. Maxroll has 5 of 5 here. I don't care for that. I just put 1 of 5. That's all I need. Shimmering Teleport. And then that gave me 4 points to put elsewhere. 3 of 3 here. Actually, these might be the 4. Maxroll didn't have any of these, but I got some more damage reduction for barrier and stuff like that. So you only need 1 here. The 10-second cooldown on this makes it where 1 of 3 should always activate every 10 seconds. Ice Armor, it's very important for our barrier, mana regeneration, and because we're spending so much mana, the mana we spend reduces the cooldown on Ice Armor. Alright, Familiar. We don't have this on our bar, but we have Familiar 1 point here and 1 point here, so that way the Enhanced Familiar Fire gives an AoE of Burning. Now, I don't know if it's a bug right now, but Unstable Currents currently spawns fire familiars. It makes no sense at all to me. It shouldn't be happening, but it does. Alright, so when Unstable Currents is active, I'm getting free fire and burning. That's why we no longer use Firebolt as an enchantment. Alright, I'll get to the enchantments in a minute. Alright, we got Ice Blades. Enhance Ice Blades, and Summon Ice Blades for cooldowns. Alright, I got 1 of 3 for Align the Elements. Maxroll has 3 of 3 here, but I got other damage reduction. 3 of 3 protection here, 3 of 3 plus 3 for my amulet for conjuration, and 3 of 3 on mana shield. I got 1 of 3 lightning spear, enhanced lightning spear, and we want to stun stuff. I got 3 of 3 for icy veil here, more duration on barriers. Maxroll does not have that, so I did that. See 1 of 3, 3 of 3 there. I'll want all of our crit damage. Alright, Maxroll also has this going for mana for Crackling Energy. Honestly, I got tired of chasing Crackling Energy, so I'm just not going to worry about it. So I didn't put a point there, or I saved the 2 points there, and I saved a point there. Maxroll did not have us doing Shocking Impact, but I love Shocking Impact. I know most sorcerers out there love Shocking Impact, and we're stunning everything, so I'm going to get some fucking Shocking Impact, because I like some Shocking Impact, alright? I don't care. Alright? I like being different. Permafrost, 3 of 3 Hoarfrost, 3 of 3 Elemental Synergies, 3 of 3 Evocation, 1 of 3 Coursing Currents, 3 of 3 Electrocution, damage reduction. Again, we don't really care about Crackling Energy, so we stop at Prime Unstable. That's what I wanted. Okay. So live right now, I'm still 4 points, you know? Man. Put the 4 here. See if that helps. See if that gets me under that 25. Let's see. I was at 26 or 22.5. Hell yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So now I might not need that cooldown reduction aspect. You know, I might want to go back to the ice armor aspect. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that because that gives me like damn near 100% uptime on Unstoppable. Shit. Yeah, again, there's so many options available for cooldown reduction. You don't have to have it all. If you get all of it, you can pick 1 or 2 pieces of cooldown and cut them and pick something else. Alright, see what we got here. Let's see. Alright, showed the gear, showed the skill tree. Real quick, Paragon board. This current iteration is fairly similar to the 228 points Paragon board on maxroll. Again, as I said earlier, I don't like this enchantment master board. Sorry, I got a little bit of migraine right now. I don't like this Enchantment Master board. I think we might get more damage and stuff with the Conjuration board. That'll give us some cooldown reduction to Conjurations and stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is a good board, especially... maybe I don't really feel like I get anything out of this because the main thing it's giving is this damage to elites, and because I don't have that mythic helmet right now, I have Godslayer Crown, so I got damage to elites from here. So maybe I'm not really getting a lot from that board because yeah, I had higher millions with my own board, but earlier I switched the boards around, and yeah, I'll do another video another time after I test the board that I want to use. But right now we got this one. Sorry again, squirrel. So many fucking squirrels around here. Alright, first board here. Here's the path. We got destruction. Second board. Here's the path. It's the burning instinct board. Now, I was thinking about tossing this board for the conjuration board, but we get so much crit damage off this board. Then again, if it's additive, I already got so much crit damage and a lot of damage to burning enemies. I already got that too. So yeah, so when they're additive, see the pluses in front of those numbers, like as that plus 156. When they're additive, that means that you don't have to have it, because that plus 156 right there, let's go ahead and test it. I currently have 2392 crit damage. I'm going to take off a 15 and 156, 156, so that should just be a little over 2,000. It's never exact math like it should be for some reason, but yep, a little over 2,000. Maybe that was exactsies. But you see, that was additive. I still have a lot of fucking critical strike damage, right? So that means I could replace that whole board for buffs to conjuration spells. That seems like a win to me. But anyway, that's stuff to mess around with at later times. But yeah, there's potential there. I'm not sold on maxroll.gg's Paragon boards. I've told my friends about that, and I have tested out my own and seen bigger numbers. But for right now, I went with this. Alright, I'll have another video in the future. Probably once I get my max Paragon points. Alright, also on here, second board, Tactician. Going to the left, here's the path. It's the fundamental release board. So many jokes with that. And we got the Flame Feeder glyph. Going back, going up. Enchantment Master board. Elementalist glyph. Currently I have 260 spent, by the way. Last one, it is the Frigid Fate board with Unleash. Alright. That being said, for Torment 4, you want, as you can see, I got 2 of the 3 mythics, and I got the 5 glyphs I'm using at Legendary. Alright. So it's a thing called progression, right? So Spiritborn is busted for this season. We all know it. Spiritborn doesn't have to worry about progression. Every other class should focus on progression. Progression means there are certain steps and milestones you should do to go from Torment 1 to Torment 2 to 3 to 4, right? There's actually a pretty big jump from 2 to 3 to 4. 1 to 2, I didn't really notice anything. I didn't really stay in 1 at all. You know, 1 is really just like if you want no challenge, just fucking Leroy Jenkins that shit, right? Alright. Now, that being said, I think it's time to go kill some shit. Oh, wait, one last thing. The skills that are equipped and how I use them. Alright, we got the enchantments. We got Ice Blades. Everything except for Ball Lightning is a cooldown. So we're focused on having a lot of Ice Blades out for more conjuration stacks. And then we have Teleport Enchantment. So in this build, because of Rakanoth's Wake says that you reduce your evade cooldown whenever you attack. So our evade cooldown is constantly resetting. So we're constantly going to be tapping Teleport because teleport is a shock skill that will trigger unstable currents. So evading can create lightning spears. That's what that means. Alright. And that is the goal, to be an unstable currents as much as possible and fill the screen with lightning spears and ice blades. And unstable currents itself is going to create 6 fire familiars. It makes no sense. It's got to be a bug. Got to be a bug. I feel like they were trying to fix it because the other day, familiar, by where it says conjuration there, it did say pyromancy. In the patch yesterday, I noticed they removed pyromancy, but it is still working. It is still, unstable currents is still triggering fucking familiars. When it should be summoning electric familiars or shock familiars. Alright. Alright, so let's start with a pit. We'll start with the Torment 465 pit. You with me, Jen? If you're listening on here, that's a 20-second delay. Alright, and my drugs of choice on here, I'm going to go with a Torment Opal, always boss mats, and I'm going to go with some crit chance and crit damage. Alright, so one thing to note, if you're carrying people, make sure you let them know to stay alive, because deaths remove glyph upgrades. So the goal is to go into a pit and not die, but upgrade your glyph. Let's fucking go. Start with the pyromancy. That way we get our fire stack for Tal Rasha. Now for the most part, I can hold down every button on my bar and just keep pressing spacebar to teleport. And if I hold down everything and just keep pressing spacebar, that makes everything happen, right? Hey Jen, are you listening to me? Let me know in 20 seconds if you are.
I'm not ready.
That'll help me out some. Alright. Oh, careful back there.
I need time to prepare that.
Yeah, so Torment 2, Torment 3, while you're gearing up, I would say go with the Fractured Winter Glass and Frozen Orb. It's real easy to just get one of those and go. Especially with the way O-Balls work this season, because the Curiosity guy just gives out uniques like they're candy. So I can go there and spend my O-Balls on a necklace or amulet, and I'll get the Fractured Winter Glass. Alright? Do that or some type of Sorcerer necklace.
I need time to prepare that.
You can see I don't have the armor maxed out for Torment 4, but seem to be doing somewhat okay. Because I do have a lot of damage reduction. Run, Jen, run! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's a boom.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright.
I need time to prepare that. I'm out of mana. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, I hadn't played much the last 2 days because I have some arthritis in my hands that's been really acting up and bothering the shit out of me. With all this massive clicking we have to do.
I need time.
But after a good day of rest yesterday, I played a little bit, but yeah, I took some time, just played some offline games and stuff for a little bit. More casual, less rapid clicking. Plus, like I did find out, so with this setup, I can hold down 1, 2, and 3. I can hold both right and left click. I can hold 4 still, 4 stand still, and just keep pressing spacebar. And spacebar is making everything happen. I put the mouse where I want it, and spacebar will teleport me there. I'm literally holding down 6 buttons and hitting the spacebar with my thumb.
I need time.
And I am just popping around and moving as I hit the spacebar, like so. Occasionally I can hit some flame shield.
I'm not ready yet.
Do it if I see I don't have all 3 of the Talrasha sacks. But for the most part, yeah, you keep the flame shield active for oh shit
I
moments.
need time to prepare that.
But it is nice with this ice armor aspect. We have 100% uptime of unstoppable. Well, typically, if we're in combat, spending the mana, you should, do what you need to with the cooldown.
I'm not ready yet.
So yeah, you can see the damage is decent. Again, this is 2-player. So yeah, stuff dies a little slower.
I'm not ready yet.
But like I don't have Mythic Helmet yet. That's gonna push the damage through the roof. And all my glyphs are around 50, where they can go up to 100.
I'm not ready yet.
So that's a lot more damage on the board there. And there's still about 70 Paragon points out there. So I'm on Torment 4 now, and I have a lot of ways to increase my damage. So I'm happy. Still fairly early in the season, I feel.
I need time to prepare that.
Again, it's called progression. Yeah, everything isn't broken like a Spiritborn.
I need time
Hello.
to prepare that. Out of mana once again.
And remember, if you're being carried, you don't have to come in here. All right.
I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready
We
yet.
got okay.
I need time to prepare that.
Got him. And boom, that is a 65 pit, which is Torment 4. Flawless victory, fatality on Bramble. Alright, and if you enjoyed that, please remember to like, subscribe, anything. And yeah, I'll make more videos soon.